Hey, apparently we're live, and if we are, hello. Oh, welcome back, you lot. And if it's your first time watching the channel, if you're watching in the background, you're not confident enough to speak yet. It's the first time you've ever met us. Hiya, I'm Paul.
I'm Jason.
And together we are
Those Vegan Guys.
We're not as nice as we first come across. I feel like having to warn people about that these days, just because I do have a dark side, and people get right shocks when it comes out.
It's the yin and yang.
But we're mostly nice,
Yeah,
honestly, and
mostly.
supportive. And tonight we're having this fabulous mukbang. Right. First off, I'll tell you what everything. No. I'll tell you the backstory first. Let more people come in.
Yeah.
So
good shout.
Today has been Oldham Pride, and for those of you that don't know, I am the middle ground between Jason and Stuart. So, because I am one of those vegan guys, and I am also one of the vegan queens. And today, the vegan queens performed at Oldham Pride. We did last year as well. We did today. Thank goodness it was indoors.
Yeah.
In the Queen Elizabeth Hall, because the weather has been absolutely abysmal,
as it has been for many of you.
Yeah. So we were up very early this morning. Stuart came down for dinner last night. See, this all leads in. And because he was coming down, I told him about African peanut stew many times. So I thought, I'll make it and I'll do a recipe vlog while I'm doing it, because I know I can. And I've kept saying since we did it on a live a few months ago, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A good few months ago. So there's a recipe vlog new on the channel for African peanut stew uploaded yesterday. The Vegan Queens did a gig today to celebrate Oldham Pride, and we thought, what a lovely way to carry on the party with an afternoon tea with a twist. For this little contraption was bought on Oldham Market, Oldham Flea Market, if you don't mind. So it all fits in.
It all
swings and roundabouts.
It does, and Paul's gone all out. I mean, it's a fabulous plethora of bits and things to tuck into.
All kinds of bits and things.
I think, was it Will or Chris that just said it's like the food pyramid? Chris, it's literally the food pyramid. Fully realised.
And I'll tell you what everything is. So at the front here, we've got Plant Pioneers coleslaw, dipping sauce that came with the gyozas. We've got Moroccan-style hummus, homegrown tomatoes, and pimento stuffed olives. We've got yellow stickered tabbouleh from Sainsbury's. We've got yellow stickered ciabatta from Sainsbury's. Inside that is Quorn mini fillets with raw red onion and mayonnaise. Next to that is Sainsbury's seeded bread, 14% seeded bread, with Quorn Yorkshire ham style slices, red onion and English mustard. In the middle here is Plant Pioneers chicken goujon sandwich. Then we've got vegetable spring rolls, Sainsbury's frozen, vegetable gyozas, Sainsbury's frozen, both clearly marked vegan. Sainsbury's Plant Pioneers sausage rolls and 2 Plant Pioneers cupcakes on the top, just in case we fancy them.
Incredible.
So it's a lovely plethora of stuff, and it's going to decimate very quickly. So take your pictures and on we'll trot.
I would like to thank you all for being here, of course, but a special shout out to our mods, Leanne and Ashley, who are in the house, and a couple of new people as well in the chat. Scott, welcome one and all. And I'll give a quick shout out before we start stuffing our faces to the few of us that were here bright and early, even before we went live.
Joan and Flanny and Chris and Will, Ashley and Alex,
and
Angela.
There we go. Yeah,
there you go.
Very nice. Excellent. And also, special thank you to Muddy for the super chat, and also the Oracle of Whimsy for the super chat. Thank you so
darling.
much. Yes, wet the whistle.
May I have some wine, good sir?
Oh, of course. Yes.
So, yeah, we're celebrating Pride in general. People often say, and I shall explain to you here right now, people often say, why is pride important? Why do you need to shove it down our throats? We don't want to shove our lifestyles down your throat at all. We just don't ever want to get to the point where we have to hide ourselves away again. And pride is a wonderful way of being visible, of being present, of being accountable, and of saying to a younger generation, you have the right to be you without being afraid, without being bullied into not being you. And that's why prides are important. That's what I've always held on to anyway, which is why I love performing at prides. But you know what? We've got a lot to be proud of. We've been together for 26 years.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that.
Yeah, definitely.
26 years of honest, genuine love. And we're still best mates now. And we've been married for 14 of those years. So am I proud? Damn right I am.
Yeah.
Is today Oldham Pride? Damn right it is. Am I in Oldham? I bloody am. Did I get this from Oldham Market? Oh my God, it's all serendipity. And here we are. Your turn.
It's true though, isn't it? It's true. It's all true. It is, absolutely. Shout out to a few more people who have just joined us. Kat, Sally, Alex, Zara. Zara says, hi, how is everyone? I don't normally chat, but thought I might try tonight.
Oh, you go, girl.
Come on, kid. It's okay.
Yes, we're live.
All is fine and dandy.
Hello, darling.
Just letting Isis, our fur child, in.
Named after the Egyptian goddess, not the terrorist group, for anyone else.
Yes, we always have to just preface that, don't we?
Right.
Butcher's a vegan in the house.
I
as well.
have not eaten
Hope you're
since breakfast this morning, so if you don't mind, I'm going to start.
I'll start where you're starting.
Did you and Jason ever think you would have children? And if not, why not? No, we absolutely did. And then we realised, we talked about it, we genuinely thought we should do that. We should, whether it be through fostering or adoption, because what a lot of you don't know is that Jason's mum and dad, my mum and dad-in-law, fostered Jason and Donna when they were 6 and 4.
Yeah.
But they are mum and dad.
Yeah.
Full stop, and always will be. However, had it not been for the fostering system, this beautiful family would have never been created.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we wanted to kind of follow suit. We thought, should we do that? Should we foster? Should we maybe adopt? Or should we get in touch with, for those of you that don't know, there's a fantastic organisation which is national, named the Albert Kennedy Trust. And they work a lot with LGBT youth that have been made homeless for whatever reason. They're named after a young man who jumped off a roof in Manchester to avoid homophobes. He was homeless at the time. His parents had kicked him out. He was called Albert Kennedy. So yes, sorry, long answer to, but our lives were and are too chaotic. We wouldn't have, because it's, you know, it's more than a full-time job, isn't it? Parenting.
Of course it is.
It's way more than a full-time job, and that's why we've acknowledged, kind of like Jason says to me from time to time, when I think about what mum and dad did for me when I was a kid, and how they helped me and loved me and supported me and encouraged me, and you know,
big time. You just don't. I mean, I know it's
a lot of work.
I've already eaten half my sandwich, so get tucked in, and I'll carry on talking for a second or two on this subject because it's a very good question. Whimsy, the Oracle. It's a great question, and it's something we've talked about seriously on several occasions over the years, as Paul says. But it is, you've got to really commit and be fully devoted to do a good job of bringing kids up in this world, particularly now.
It's the most important job in the world.
It is.
Parents. Some people go into it with their eyes half shut. Yeah. And it's like, this is huge.
If we'd have, I think it's fair to say, compromise in life. If we had have adopted and had kids, a kid or kids, Pink Triangle Theatre probably wouldn't have happened. Performance Plaza probably wouldn't have happened. YouTube probably wouldn't have happened.
No.
Cycle Club probably wouldn't have happened. There's a lot that would have had, the scale would have had to tip the other way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But great question. Correct question. And a shout out to Craig, who is in the house. And I'm going to carry on eating now. I also did highlight
these mini fillets on the sandwich. Girl.
A comment further up from Kate. Kate says, hello lads, I'm in a taxi heading back from Manchester Airport after an amazing week at a uni conference in Germany. Can't wait to try your stew recipe now I'm back.
Oh girl, okay, wait till you try it. Gorgeous. Oh, it's gorgeous. And I've got to say, I'm so proud of Stuart, because they couldn't handle chili at one point. They really couldn't, like, at all. In fact, not long after we met and became friends, they came round to my house and we'd ordered a pizza. And they were like, do you want a slice? And they were like, go on then. You know, blew her face up. I use her and they, and both are acceptable to Stuart, by the way. So yeah, but now, I mean, they sat and ate that full bowl.
No issues.
Stew last night and said, I really enjoyed that. That was a good level of heat, and that had 2 Scotch bonnets in it. So if you ever watch this, Martha, proud of you. I'm proud of you and what you've done with that chili gusset of yours.
It's all these hot sauces, these hot sauce taste tests, isn't it? And the Samyang noodles, that was the turning point.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Angela says, at least it didn't rain last night. I was helping Stuart at an outdoor jazz in the garden event, which last took place in 2019. Angela, that sounds fantastic.
Sounds lovely, that.
Yeah. And Oracle says, I had a crappy childhood and some gay people next door to my abusive dad fed and helped raise me.
Oh,
that's a lovely thing. Well, the second part is a lovely thing.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing
that. The gays changing the world since the Greeks.
I think she wants to go out again.
Let's go back out, kid. Bye. She does. Now it's dry. Now it's stopped raining. She's a bit happier, isn't she? Definitely. I'm gonna switch it up, me. I'm not gonna be like clear the bottom layer before you can move up. There's none of this game of death, Bruce Lee.
And anyone that's come along this for the first time, we don't do what some do on YouTube when they call it a mukbang and they just eat huge amounts of food until they're ill. We were inspired to start doing mukbangs by Cheap Lazy Vegan Rose, who just sits and eats and chats. And we try to make it a bit interesting and you know, promote veganism. But we don't eat till we're daft. When we're full, we stop.
Yeah, definitely. Lovely.
In fact, just let me, I'll give you a proper look. Oh, there we go. There's the cupcakes. There's the sausage rolls, gyozas, and spring rolls, sandwiches. There we go. Just a bit more of a look, you know.
That's about right. Yeah. Back where we were, just about.
Right.
Nice.
I'm going to sort myself a little plate out. And it should you be admiring my shirt and thinking, well, I love a shirt like that. This is what I say in all our shopping vlogs. Clean them out to vegan. It's part of our merch, which is always linked in the description of every video, as is this, which is of course a derivative of Bill and Ted, but I extended it. Be excellent to yourselves and each other.
Nice. Yes.
Right, beer of slaw.
Beer of slaw.
A beer of slaw, a beer of hummus, a couple of olives, a couple of tomatoes, sausage roll, spring roll. Oh, it's like a buffet. I love a buffet. A gyoza. And one of these, I think.
Oh, Amanda, thank you so much for the super chat. Amanda says, new to your wonderful channel, just wanted to say hi. Thank you so much. Hi, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the channel. as Paul kind of alluded to at the start, it's yin and yang. We're mostly positive, 99.9% of the time. We're mostly upbeat. Now and again, we're humans, just like anybody else, and you know, we'll vent a little. But if you're new to the channel, genuinely, it's really is about, for the most part, lifting people up, not pushing people down, and it's about down-to-earth veganism all the way, as much as we possibly can.
Veganism being the key word.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Just making sure I've not missed anything significant in the chat. But also thinking about what I'm going to stuff in my face next. I think Adam's in the house. Sitting in the tent, kids watching a film, I'm drinking a beer, and it's pissing it down outside. Nice, nice. I need to do what you've just done.
What?
I need to get a few bits and things. Is what I need to do.
I didn't get any tabbouleh.
Little bit of slaw.
Oh, I love a tabbouleh.
Yeah. Delightful. I think the Oracle of Windsor has just become a channel member, if I'm not mistaken.
She's been a channel member before, and she's gifted memberships to people.
Yes, I'm aware of that, which is a lovely, lovely thing to do.
Where's that dipping sauce? I need it for my gyoza.
Do you want me to bring that round here?
Yeah. Ooh.
There we go. And a few olives. Oh, this is lovely. This is all lovely, isn't it?
It's a party.
Yeah. Jennifer's in the house. Yay, finally made it live. Hello, everyone. Jennifer, thank you for being here. We're stuffing our faces and kind of answering questions as we go, as best we can, which is always the case when we're doing a mukbang.
Oh, I've had a gyoza and it was lovely. Kate, yeah, well, we've got free reign to do one at ASM in Ashton, haven't we?
Well, we have, but I think there's been changes in the management down there and the staffing. I'm not actually sure. I don't think they're like linked in any way to Lily's anymore. But it's worth maybe making an inquiry. We have discussed it. Yes, we have got one down the road that is definitely worthy of a vlog, without a doubt.
Play the music very loud though.
They do. Yeah, they do. Where did you get your fork from? I haven't got a fork.
Do I have to get you a fork?
It's probably easy for me to get a fork, actually, in terms of, you know, the space we have available to us to get around the kitchen.
I'll sit out here a bit. Yeah, that's better, actually. Kind of on the corner.
Like that. To accommodate the pyramid.
Right, I'm going to try one of these spring rolls now. I think these were £2 for 16 from Sainsbury's freezer. Vegetable spring rolls. Clear them out, speaker. Try out this dipping sauce.
Will, yeah. Will says, we're being assessed to be adoptive parents at the moment. Scary. Would love to hear more about your experience sometime, Jason. You know what? It was such a long time ago. I'd imagine that an awful lot has changed in the time But what I do remember is that it seemed to be an incredibly thorough process from start to finish in terms of, you know, social services involvement and all of that stuff. But I was so young as well. I think Mum and Dad Brom would probably have a lot more knowledge about the process, because at the age of 6, you know, it was just excitement, really, more than anything else.
That might make for a really interesting vlog if Mum and Dad Brom are ever up for it. So I'm asking you here live on telly right now. Mum and Dad Brom.
Yeah.
I'll be the interviewer because I'm good with questions, me. But I know it'll just be leaving you to it most of the time, like when you were talking about your anniversary.
Love you, Mum and Dad Brom, and Auntie Pearl. Love you too.
And me.
Naomi says, I'm eating a baguette. I need to put the light on now because I just picked a bit of squished up kitchen paper towel from my plate and bit into it.
Been there, done that many times now.
Oh yeah, this is lovely. Let's try this tabbouleh. Oh,
it's very fresh.
It's nice. Eileen, the food is gorgeous. Really is yummy. Thanks for being here, Tom. And I've no idea about the LGTV options.
Kristen, well, there's an option for a vlog for you as well that might help other people who are going to start the journey before you actually do it. We should have a chat. A vlog chat. No, like, you know, only if you want to.
Options always there. Yeah, options always there.
I love making a vlog, especially with a pal.
Well, the other thing as well is, although the vast majority of the stuff on the channel is vegan, it is a lifestyle channel, and we do chat about other stuff and do other stuff.
They're vegan.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
but Chris and Will,
tomatoes.
You're going to be blooming amazing. You're going to be absolutely blooming amazing. I have not a doubt in my mind for a second. Chris says 6 assessments left, then panel. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, chat just jumped. Oh, Michelle, thank you so much.
Thanks, Michelle. Thank you for the super chat, madam, and for your lovely words.
I'm going to read your lovely words because you've took the energy to write them, and they're lovely. Hello, my favourite peeps. Thanks for all your hard work, time, energy, and passion to share a wonderful variety of content. Love from your Canadian CA. Come visit someday. Yeah, we would love to. We would love to. In fact, if money was no object, I would, without even in the blink of an eye, I would pick Canada over America any day in terms of visiting.
We'll have ham and mustard now. Ham and mustard.
Join you. Well, these are very dainty, aren't they? I like this. Is very nice.
Lots of onion.
For anyone who didn't catch that, that's raw onion. Raw onion. Raw. How strange. To be fair, Tom, over the years, we've got quite an old television, but it is a smart TV. It does weird things sometimes, doesn't it? You've had to like...
Jenny, you'll love your air fryer. Mini oven, quicker and cheaper. And hotter.
I haven't come across anybody yet who regrets buying an
Lovely.
air fryer.
No.
Not a one. There was somebody in work the other day. They literally just got an air fryer, and honestly, it was like their entire life had been changed for the better through purchasing the air fryer. Yeah, they are great though.
It changes the way you cook as well. It has me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ahead of you with this.
Oh, I didn't even know. They're quite hefty, these, aren't they, from Sainsbury's?
They're lovely.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. Well, okay.
Have
then.
you had 2 of your gyozas?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
Oh no, we only had 3 each.
Yeah.
We both had one.
Mm.
I should dip. The little sauce we're dipping it in, by the way, came with the gyozas in a little frozen packet, just wanted warming up. It's like a sweet soy. It's okay. I prefer sharp myself.
Will says, made your lentil gardener's pie again last night, Paul. It's become a real staple here. It's great.
It is. I haven't made it for ages.
Been a while, hasn't it? Mm-hmm.
I do this though. Well, you've seen, I upload all my meals, don't I? You can kind of see where I'm at, head-wise.
Mm.
But when I do cook, I love it. I love taking the time. I loved making that stew yesterday. Loved it. Loved it. Filming it was an added bonus.
Cheers, by the way.
Mm. Happy Friday. Cheers.
Mm.
I love you this stuff.
Love you.
Well,
you. Wait, you're well ahead of me.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm a lush,
Well,
but it's Pride Day.
yeah, on the days that Gemini makes an appearance.
Gemini's been out.
Just saying, just saying.
She had a body up that Oldham. They asked her what she wanted to drink. She had a body and tonic.
I mean, it was afternoon. It was past 12 o'clock. So,
Oh,
it's allowed.
I know.
Mm. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello, Edward. Darling. It's got hubby. Yes.
Hello, Edward.
Welcome.
Hope you're good.
We're all right.
And thanks for being here.
It's just us. Couple of out gays on box. That's it. Not much to look at.
Mm. Yeah.
I've dipped a sausage roll in the sweet soy. I could get arrested.
What's happened to you?
I'm in a silly mood.
Alex says, went to a great vegan cafe yesterday, Megafuna, in Southport for my 44th birthday. My mate bought me lunch. I had all day breakfast there. Scrambled tofu is to die for. Lovely, quiet place. Pricey, but worth it.
Oh, do you know what? And I love Southport.
Mm. Oh, a day trip to Southport. Drive on the beach.
I love that.
Have some nice vegan food.
The second-hand shops in Southport.
Mm.
We always have a walk. We've eaten at the Pizza Express.
Was that Southport?
The one in the car park. Yeah, that's Southport.
Mm-hmm.
So vegan options, obviously, but if there's a vegan cafe there, is it no? I have no idea.
Mm. It's great. Mm. No worries at all, Scott. No worries at all.
Yeah, it was lovely to see Oldham Pride way busier than we thought it was going to be today. Queen Elizabeth Hall was full of people, families, everybody. him, she, they, them, everybody, kids, older people, people with disabilities, people. It was fabulous. It was so incredibly diverse. It was lovely to see. Loads of people there just really enjoying themselves, and they'd celebrate Pride. It's lovely.
I'm enjoying all of this.
It's good. It's all good. It's a nice mix, actually. Nice too. We're not going to be touching that cupcake, I'll tell you that for now. We might have that later on for supper.
Yeah, maybe.
But it looked good on there, didn't it?
In terms of a kind of a type of afternoon tea setup, you kind of need some kind of sweet element, don't you? Even if you don't eat it straight away.
Absolutely, of course you do. Of course you do.
Have we missed it? I'm just looking at the chat. Is it Alex's birthday today? Alex, is it your birthday today? Oh, people are wishing you monkey brain again yesterday. Well, happy belated birthday. But yeah, Southport, and to be honest with you, we've talked about this before on lives and on vlogs, is the part of us getting the new tent wasn't just for vegan camp out.
No.
It's about camping in general.
Yes.
And particularly in the summer time, he says.
In the summertime.
If we can tie in a weekend away camping somewhere and also find a vegan eatery that we can visit, just like when we're doing Grub Club.
And an ocean. I know you have to walk 73 miles down Southport Sand to get to the ocean, but there's one there. I love Southport, I really do.
Right, let me finish that. Mouthful.
I'm going to have my last one of them on my plate. I'm going to have another one of them. Well, not two of them, actually. One of them.
Right.
I'll have a bit more tabbouleh.
Craig.
Marvellous.
Yes. To answer your question.
What?
Craig says, Jason Paul, have you seen It Follows?
It's one of our favourite horror films.
Very, very good film.
Love it. Love it.
Very good film.
Love the music, the mood, the costumes, the real ambiguity of when it is. It's like really 80s in some ways.
When is it set? It's very ambiguous, isn't it? But it's wonderful. Yeah, it's one of our favourites in terms of the horror genre. It's. I think on the face of it, you could very, very easily dismiss it. If somebody kind of explained the basic premise of the movie, I think many people would dismiss it instantly. But it is so good, so good. Oh, those. Oh, let me get rid of that. There we go. Those happy days.
Hello, guy. Oh, it's nearly gone now, guys. You should
What?
have seen it when it was full.
Oh, the food pyramid.
It was lovely.
Those happy days. Wonderful channel on YouTube. Food looks great, guys. Really looking forward to the Vegan Queens on stage next week at Camp Out. See you soon from a very rainy island.
Oh, bless you.
Bless you, guys.
Look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Really looking forward to seeing you at Vegan Camp Out. It's going to be epic, regardless of the weather. We will make it epic. All of us.
Liam and Janine. They're actually called Day, which is why those happy days. Just in case you didn't know that. I didn't until Liam explained it, and I was like, okay, I get it.
Ah, nice. Chris says, question, is Vegan Camp Out a festival wear kind of do? I want to know if I can wear my gold glitter jacket. I think your gold glitter jacket would go down particularly well on Friday night if we're going to check out the 80s stuff that's going on. But I think I get the impression from when we were there in 2019, it's an absolute free-for-all, isn't it? It's an absolute free-for-all.
Do you, be you, Be who you want to be, who you want to be. Freedom.
Yeah.
Yes. Please, can I have more wine?
Please, sir. Please, sir. Can I have some more, sir? Flanny. Oh, that's proper nostalgia right there. Loved the arcade games at Southport where you had to roll 2p pieces between the moving lines. Love it.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you very much. I'm probably going to have this other ham sandwich, actually.
Yeah. Oh, for anyone who didn't spot it before, by the way, we are tonight on the Wollemi Merlot, Southeastern Australian. It's about £4.50. Clearly marked vegan, 13%.
Sainsbury's.
Just show you that again.
That's where we go from, anyway.
Very nice. Yeah. So there you go. Nothing particularly fancy, just nice, you know. Oh, where have you gone now? Where have you gone? Right.
Craig, grub clubs are open house, mate. All are welcome. Who did it sound like then?
Don't know.
All are welcome. Come into the light. You got it?
So, yeah,
Got it.
I think so. I think
everyone gets it.
I don't know technically if chobbled applies to liquids.
Leanne got it straight away. Little old lady from Poltergeist.
Nice one, Leanne. Nice one. I'm gonna do what you did. I'm gonna be a rebel.
Dipping the sausage roll in sweet soy sauce.
You know what we've not got?
With no shame.
But it's not necessarily a bad thing. We've not got any hot sauce. But to be honest with you, the last few nights we have kind of had quite a bit of hot stuff, haven't we?
We have.
Leanne, this house is clean.
I love her.
Yeah, Craig, you'd be more than welcome. Like Paul said, it's an open house at Grub Club. The next Grub Club, technically, will be at Vegan Camp Out, won't it?
That's the job.
Yeah, I don't know whether it will officially be Grub Club.
What?
Or whether we'll just acknowledge it. But the next Grub Club officially is at Vegan Camp Out, is it not?
Yeah.
Tomatoes. Sorry to be one of those people that grows their own tomatoes and harps on.
But there's nothing quite like homegrown tomatoes.
About the joys of homegrown tomatoes. I don't know what it is, you know, because the thing is, I was talking about this the other day as well. Someone was asking me about what we were growing on the allotment. I was chatting to them about it. They get stuff from field to supermarket to plate generally pretty quick these days. So you'd think like the tomatoes that you get in the supermarket, they can't possibly have been sat on the shelf for that long, but they just don't taste the same as tomatoes grown on the allotment.
Because you're eating them like they've already lost some of the sweetness now. Within the first couple of days when we picked them, you never get them that fresh in the supermarket.
True. Leanne just was saying it's the first horror I saw. I was 7, watched it by mistake, scared for life. I'm not surprised. Blooming heck.
I loved it so much. The only thing that ever scared me as a kid, because I was quite into horror, was Eraserhead. That scared me.
When did you watch that? Before you should have.
Yeah.
No, this is nowhere near as bad because it's not really even a horror film, and Mum and Dad Brom are probably watching this, but I'm gonna admit it anyway, because it's not bigger deal, and it wasn't scarred for life, thankfully. I can't remember how old I was. I was quite young, and I got a VHS from a mate of mine at school called Jonathan of Terminator 2. And I was it must have it hadn't been out long, and I can't do the maths in my head because I'm not sure when Terminator 2 actually came out, but I was young, and it was just phenomenal. It wasn't a film that I watched as younger than I should have been. Do you know what I mean? And was like, oh, it was. I just watched it in awe of all of it.
Fence scene horrifying.
Fence scene.
That's 2, isn't it?
I don't know. Can you elaborate?
Where she's holding on to the fence outside.
Oh, yeah. It's quite a powerful scene, actually, that, isn't it? Yeah.
Freaked me out, that.
But in terms of Arnie's performance and the T-1000 and the special effects and all of that.
Brilliant. It is.
And the whole Sarah Connor escaping from prison as well. I mean, all of that is it's just a fantastic film, isn't it? Anyway, excuse me. Catch up on a bit of the chat. And that's a fair point, Tracy. Tracy and Leroy. Yeah, commercially they're often forced, and GMOs affect the taste and texture when it comes to, I suppose, more than just tomatoes, but tomatoes obviously. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, it's just conveyor belt mass production, isn't it? Grow as much as you can, as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Whereas for us, it's like we plant our tomato seeds, we wait months and months and months, we look after them at the best we can.
They taste delicious, and we save a whole £1.50.
Yeah, we don't necessarily save a lot of money, but they do taste amazing. Oh, I vaguely remember that. Leanne says, I also watched Dreamscape as a kid. Cheesy horror with Dennis Quaid. Didn't sleep for a month. I kind of vaguely remember Dreamscape.
Of course you do.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Dennis Quaid. Absolutely top
film.
Actor.
Great film. Dreamscape. Life Force. What's the one called with Christopher Walken?
Oh, you had to go and ask, didn't you? You had to go and ask. That's going to bug me now, that. Okay. Someone can help us. Christopher Walken, where he wakes up from a coma and he's got cognitive special capabilities to see into the future. Dead Zone. Thank you, Leanne. Craig, thank you. Yeah, such a good film. Christopher Walken, though.
Good film.
Christopher Walken, I mean.
And is it called Life Force? The one with the vampires?
Oh, that's a belter, yeah.
The ship collecting all the souls. Patrick Stewart's in it.
Yeah.
I think it's called Life Force. Brilliant film. Some of the older horror films are classics, just really good horror films.
Oh, nice. Nice one, Adam. Nice one.
I'm probably going to have this, and then I'm going to... They're yours. Do you know that? That's yours. I've got 2 of them left. And I'll probably... Well, I will save the cupcake. I've got through more of this than I thought I would. I was starving.
I love to read about how different films, people have watched different films at different times in their lives and what they thought of them. I'm not aware that this has ever been a thing, but I'm genuinely interested in your comments.
Yeah, Total Recall was amazing. It was a brilliant film. Sally watched The Exorcist at 12 with my cousins. That freaked me out. The Exorcist the first time I saw it.
Watching that at 12?
It's such yeah, it was, you know, that flash scene where you just see the demon's face for like a microsecond. That haunted me. And when
It was subliminal, wasn't it?
When Jimmy's mum came out of the subway and then went back down, and he followed her back down. It horrifies me, all that stuff. Like, proper horrifies me. Why you do this to me, Jimmy? Why? Why you do this to me, Jimmy? Stop saying that.
It's awful. Awful. And as Scott says, T2, awesome movie. RoboCop messed me up as a kid when that guy came out of the toxic waste all melted. That's another absolute belter, isn't it? RoboCop. You know, I don't think it's been surpassed since, really, in terms of that type of film. It's just brilliant. It's a great
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
I think, to be honest with you, if memory serves, Scott and anybody who's watched RoboCop, one of the most harrowing moments in that entire film is when RoboCop, well, the cop that becomes RoboCop, gets annihilated.
Horrible.
By the criminal posse, as it were. The revenge afterwards is quite wonderful, but yeah, that's a brutal scene. Even to this day, if memory serves.
The cartel.
Absolutely brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is. It's horrific. It's horrific.
I don't know if Scott's comment there is relating to anything further up in the chat that I may have missed or we may have missed, but Scott wrote, UFO stuff, ? Gonna have to look, ... So I don't know what that's about, but yeah. At some point, because this is a lifestyle channel, at some point in the not too distant future, maybe we'll get onto the subject, because it's a subject that myself and Paul are very, very interested in and have been for most of our lives. I think that's fair to say.
Me and my mother have quite the experience from the mid-80s.
Yeah. I want to watch Exorcist again now.
I watch The Exorcist anytime.
Yeah,
I love it.
We've rewatched a couple of classics recently, haven't we? We've recently, well, I mean, we're on the subject. We may as well just briefly touch on it, because sometimes it's great to watch and try new films, but sometimes it's great to go back and just know that you're going to sit and enjoy a classic. So one of those classics that we watched last week was Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
It's brilliant.
What more do I need to say?
It's flawless.
Angela says, we're eating with you, Paul and Jason, a stovetop casserole with no peri chicken pieces.
Oh, nice.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Michael's in the house. Michael, thank you for being here. And yes, we are on the Wallamy Merlot from southeastern Australia. Sainsbury's, £4.50, I think it was. Clearly marked vegan.
Oh, I'm probably going to finish them too. Are you going to finish these off?
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Good. Not good. That's what I'm saying. Good.
Excuse me.
I'll have some hummus on my spring roll. I won't follow the rules. I'm not lining up a convention. I know what I'm supposed to do. I don't want to do it.
Oh, hang on a second. What's going on here?
Wow.
Are you having a laugh? Right, I'm going to scroll back up. So, right, Leanne said, speaking of toxic waste, there's nothing more traumatic than that little shoe being put in the dip in Roger Rabbit. So true. So true. There's some pretty horrific stuff in Roger Rabbit. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't it Christopher Lloyd that's in Roger Rabbit? And he's also horrific in it as well. So Chris says, Will posted something about UFO disclosure, but his comment disappeared. His comments disappeared. What, on here tonight? Because it's... Don't even get me started, guys. Seriously, don't even get me started, because I've been watching all of this like a hawk. I'm fascinated by it all. Absolutely fascinated by it. Like, majorly.
Post it again.
And then Angela says, I often get woken when camping by weird lights and noise. Fascinating. And Leanne says, note to self, don't watch a mukbang when you're fasting. It's torture.
Oh,
Oh, Leanne, bless you. Bless you. Yeah, that can't be good. That can't be good. I should...
What time are you having your meal? You are having a meal, aren't you? You're supposed to have at least one in the day.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it, Will.
I did Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday last week. About a 24, approximately. 12 and 6.
Mm-hmm. I'm just catching up. The chat is thick and fast tonight. Not mentioned it already. We're over 50 minutes into the live stream. I can't believe I've not mentioned it. There's stuff in our faces. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks.
To the 78 of you that have given the live stream a thumbs up. If we could get it to 100, that would be amazing. If you're enjoying the live stream and you're enjoying watching us stuff our faces with a plethora of delightful food. A plethora. A plethora. A plethora. Thank you anyway. Thank you.
Oh, everyone's liking there in the chat, but it's not there. It's under the video. The only way you can do it is close the chat, like the video, and then reopen the chat. And if you do that, it's all still there.
Some people know. Thank you. Thank you, fine folk.
I've so thoroughly enjoyed that. But I was ravenous.
Yeah.
I was proper ravenous. Because all I had was breakfast this morning at about 9.
Yeah, around that time. Yeah.
I had 1 pan au chocolat and a few blueberries. And that's all. So I had that. Excuse me.
Oh.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's just gorgeous. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. Put that there, because I'm going to be in at least another 4 minutes. Well, I was just going to move it to one side, but...
No, I'll start shifting it.
Yeah? Okay. There we go.
There's water in there, isn't there?
I'd just leave them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Room temp, as opposed to fridge temp. Fanny said, get started, Jason. We are all ears. And then a picture of an alien grey. You know what? How can I nutshell it? It's difficult to, concisely touch on it without opening up a whole
can of worms.
Can of worms, yeah. It's a funny one. Trust me when I say, Paul and I have been down many conspiratorial rabbit holes over the years. But the one consistent thing we've always been interested in is what's going on out there. And there's a lot going on at the moment. Mm. Oh.
Are you done with that tabbouleh?
Mm. Yeah, I think so. Cheers. Yeah, I just think there's obviously people have become a lot more sophisticated, and it's become a lot easier with video editing software being kind of freely and readily available to any and all now. It has become a lot easier to fake all that kind of stuff. Same with the paranormal, but UFO stuff, alien stuff, it's become, there's a lot more fakery going on. But when you've got the American military openly talking about it now, and you've got the American government
and showing us footage that's been filmed by pilots
openly talking about it,
kind of huge. But it makes me think, well, if they're telling us that, what aren't they? Because they never tell you everything they know.
Well, I've been saying this for...
And there's that new guy, the whistleblower, that's come out and said...
I think Will and Chris mentioned him before, yeah.
They're our craft. They have craft. They have beings.
Adam, yes, we absolutely can. We can do that. We can do that.
Here's something to think about. If space travel was normal here, okay, and me and you went out in a ship to look at other planets, and we hovered above this one planet, we scanned it, we looked at the people, and we saw that so many of them hated each other, and there was so much violence and intolerance, and there were wars between countries, and they were bombing each other, and they were killing each other, and and we'd gone beyond all this. This didn't exist in our world anymore. There was no such thing as war or hunger or anger, even, because we'd all evolved. Would we stop? That's how I always think about it. Would we stop?
No. Unless you was Archer in Enterprise when there was no rules.
Yeah.
You could do what you wanted because there was no prime directive.
Mm. There's a channel on YouTube called Beyond Creepy, and there's a video that he did called The Mirror Men and More. I think that's what it's called. Listen to that, and you'll hear the story of what happened to and what me and my mum saw together many years ago that I reported to move from. There you go.
Mm.
I didn't even know I reported to move from ages ago, and I was like sat on the sofa one day watching listening to a Beyond Creepy, and I was like, this guy's got the same happened to him as me, and I was like, oh, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Yeah, it's an interesting story.
It's all fascinating to me. I think just across the board, it's absolutely fascinating and slightly scary as well at the same time. Not gonna lie.
But you know, here's the thing. If you go and sit outside in your backyard one night in a chair when it's like pitch black and just look up and just keep looking up and keep looking around, you will see things that you cannot explain, that are not Starlink, that are not the space station, that are not planes, because they're too fast and they maneuver too quickly in opposing directions, and you just like, well, that's not ours. What's that then?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, there you go. That's that. I would like a little bit more wine before we wind down. I'm so glad you've had a damn good meal. You.
Beautiful. Yeah, because I had a
Enjoy
slice of
yourselves.
toast for my dinner today, didn't I?
Bless.
But, you know, it's always a bit chaotic when Gemini and Miasma make an appearance.
The bad girls.
You know, things go out the window and you have to just be on the fly.
The bad girls. Like Gemini sat on that stage today and had her legs wide open, so someone took a picture of her knickers.
Rude. Rude.
I didn't know where to put my eyes.
Yes, Chris. Yes, that I found out about last night, that he is actually going to be testifying to Congress in the US next week about recovered crafts and non-human bodies. Congress determined it urgent and credible. There you go.
That's him. That's the guy we've seen interviewed on a few channels.
Greer. Him anywhere.
There's a great channel called Chris Leto. If you're interested, on, I'm sure everybody already knows about Suspect Sky. That's it. They haven't uploaded anything for years, but some of the footage that's been submitted there is brilliant. And a lot of the sightings videos are no narration, nothing, just a series of clips. Really good. I'm sure most of you know about Secure Team. Chris Leto is an
ex-American what they called in America. I nearly said RAF. It's not RAF.
Navy.
Yeah, Navy. I think Navy is Air Force, isn't it? I think. Well, Navy is the sea. American Air Pilot.
One of them.
It's one of them. Retired.
He's got a good chat anyway.
He's very passionate about it all as well. You know, because when you start to, you know what? Something that we watched bits of a couple of weeks ago. I have a lot of respect and a lot of time for NASA. But NASA, they put a panel together a few weeks ago on all of this that we've been talking about. And it was just ludicrous. It was absolutely ludicrous. It was almost kind of like snobbery. They were kind of looking down on these stories and this evidence and kind of laughing at it almost. And it was quite sad, really, because it's like, well, you know, there's a heck of a lot of data there now that hasn't been there before, because the military are providing all of this information. So, you know, who knows what's going to happen over the next couple of years, but it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Yeah, did you say you wanted to do a little top up, good sir?
I wouldn't mind a couple of mouthfuls before we bring this lovely evening to a close. And watch a couple of things. Well, with for those of you that aren't unaware, we are huge Trekkies. So we've been on a bit of a binge the last couple of years. Watched all the original movies in chronological order. Watched Star Trek: The Next Generation entirely again, because we've already seen it once. Watched Star Trek Voyager entirely again, because we've already seen it once. Are currently devouring Strange New Worlds and loving every moment of it, and just decided we wanted something else, so we've gone back to watching Enterprise. We're on season 2 at the moment, and we're both like, this is only the second time we've watched this, and we're like, oh, it's really good. But it only had a 4-series run, of course, and then they kind of cut the budget, so season 4 was a toil. But we've been watching it again and really enjoying it. So that's what we'll be doing after this. Probably we're at least watching one episode of Enterprise, and then maybe a movie. Who knows?
Oh, Angela, thank you for being here, and have a good evening. Sally, Skinwalker Ranch is quite good about the UFOs. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's quite interesting. Yeah. I think it's fair to say that there's definitely something going on at Skinwalker Ranch, but I also find it quite annoying that Bigelow was there for years and just is not willing to has not shared a single thing. And I feel like the new investigations that are going on at Skinwalker Ranch are a little bit sensationalized at times, and a little bit about just making a good TV show and doesn't always have the substance that is obviously there. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an interesting show. I mean, they do interesting things, and they do reveal some pretty solid stuff that's like, okay, that's left me scratching my head.
There's a lot
what's
we
going on there.
don't know about this planet, about energies and ley lines and portals and things that we don't know, and we'll never know because we're so fixated on this linear science that we've developed. Whatever the field of it is, it's so linear, and people get stuck in between these little kind of, it's here, it's just here. It's like, is it? What if it's not? What if there's more?
Just scrolling back a little bit through the chats just to make sure we're not missed anything. And yes, Chris, in regards to NASA, yeah, absolutely, yeah, without a doubt. Well, I don't necessarily know whether we can make many recommendations. Will says, any TV series recommendations? We're in a bit of a no man's land at the moment.
Have you ever seen 6 Feet Under? If you haven't, well worth watching.
True. Very true. Very, very true. Yeah.
I'd recommend Ally McBeal, but it's not aged well.
I don't think Ally McBeal's aged well at all, has it?
Yeah,
no.
We loved it, didn't we, at the time? But 6 Feet Under's...
6 Feet Under's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Scott says, guys, favourite Trek captain, who's it going to be? Janeway.
Oh, yeah, it's always Janeway. Hottest Star Trek captain?
Pike. Yeah.
I think probably followed by
Archer. Maybe.
Archer and Picard equal.
Archer's really growing on me, rewatching Enterprise.
It's really growing on me.
Chris says, I love Enterprise. It had a rough reception all those years ago, but if you accept it for what it is, it ends up with great story arcs. Totally agree. I think a lot of people didn't give it a chance because of the theme tune. That alone, I think, really like ruffled people's feathers, and it might have actually, been detrimental to the fan base in terms of them getting on board. Because the Trek community, they're not, some of them, they're not that forgiving of stuff like, and I know there was a big kickoff in the Star Trek community when Enterprise came out, and that theme tune wasn't a kind of traditional Trek theme tune. But I like Russell Watson's go at a Star Trek theme. I like it. We like it, don't we? It's nice. But yeah, totally agree, Chris. Totally agree. Leanne says, I'd say Janeway, but loving hot Captain Pike in Strange New Worlds. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Indeed. I loved, no major spoilers here, but last week's episode of Strange New Worlds with Spock saying, I will end you, or some words to that effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, let's go, Kirk. I will finish you.
The week before his episode is a heartbreaker. Oh my God, it broke me.
It's so good. They're doing such a good job of it. Hats off, salutes, kisses, hugs, and love to all of the people out there in the Star Trek creative space that are just knocking it out of the park and dealing with the fact that an awful lot of them are not getting paid enough for doing what they do.
Yeah.
So good on them. All those that are being vocal and standing on the picket lines. Fair play to them all. Should I finish moving these few bits, and then we can wind down a little bit, can't we? And have a bit of a chill for a short while. Oh, that was delightful, mister. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Get that. Oh. There we go. Yes. That was easy enough. Should do this for a short while.
Yeah. Wait a little bit closer. Stay just a little bit longer. Please, 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 please. There we go.
What?
We're caught.
You're caught up.
All caught. 100 likes.
Hey, thanks everyone.
Guys.
Thank you. Oh, nice. Nice. So yeah, as you can probably tell, we love sci-fi, we love horror, we love Star Trek, and we're always happy to talk about it, quite frankly. Joseph, we haven't read the book Flatland. I don't believe so. The Oracle of Windsor, I suspect you probably have quite a lot of information in terms of what's going on with disclosure at the moment. Yeah, that would be my assumption. And they say never assume, but you strike me as being somebody who is fairly clued up on that stuff. Flanny 6 Feet Under was marvelous. Indeed, it was such a good series. Such a good series. Oh, yeah. Thanks, babes. That was all gorgeous.
Yeah,
Absolutely gorgeous.
More than welcome. More than welcome, my darling. Adam, yes, the Queens did perform the Kylie song today. Thank bugger who we did, because I think there was about 4 other people with it in their set. We were first. We did it first.
Yeah, it was nice.
Went down well.
It did. It went down well, didn't it? I mean, I think the adults appreciated it. I was surprised that some of the youngsters were a bit kind of like, I think, generally speaking, I don't think a lot of youngsters are actually aware of Kylie anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know, but I think the younger generation are just...
Who even are they?
They're on a different plane now, aren't they?
Where are they from?
You know.
You know?
You know what I'm going to say now? Let's have a spot more wine. Just a spot more wine and start to slowly wind things up.
I agree.
Yes,
I agree.
Spot more wine. Any last few questions? It's been delightful. Thank you for getting us over 100 thumbs up on the live stream. The food's been delightful. The chat has been wonderful. Happy to answer a few more questions and have another sip of wine before we start properly wrapping up for the evening and going and watching
bit of telly,
an episode of Enterprise.
Maybe a movie later on. I do fancy another.
It's all about the movie, though, isn't it? It's all about the movie. That's the hard part sometimes, isn't it? Picking the movie.
Yeah. We've got so many DVDs.
So much choice now in the world, isn't there?
The thing is, you could choose any one of our DVDs and you'd watch a great movie.
That's true.
That's.
I mean, we would say that, but it is true.
We would watch a great
movie.
We would.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, there are isolated Amazonian tribes that are aware of Kylie. It's true. It's true. You go anywhere in the world and sing "I should be so lucky, 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 lucky," and it's an immediate bond.
Oh, I love that.
You've got right there.
The first Kylie song, amazing. Such a good song.
Leanne, I think we watched that last year. And I think if it's the film I'm thinking of, it was very funny and very good. The Dead Don't Die. Bill Murray and the guy out of Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
it's very funny.
Yeah,
it's very dry, sort of deadpan comedy.
Yeah, we have.
Yes, nice one, Leanne. Cracking film. Yeah. Although I've heard, like, I've read a few interviews and a few articles now, because I've always loved Bill Murray, but apparently he's an ass to work with.
Oh.
Like, a lot of people have said he's really difficult guy to work with.
Barbra Streisand, I do not believe it.
No. is also apparently really difficult to get hold of.
So how are the Queens and Jason feeling about performing in front of people next week?
Well, you know, we don't really know how many people it's going to be, Adam. But I've prepared myself mentally for 50 and anything up from that number. Because it's anyone's guess. But I would hope that there's going to be good numbers of people there. I hope they enjoy it. And we're just going to have a good time, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's all you can do. And I'll have my, 3.5 minutes on stage in between the Vegan Queen set, and I will make the most of every single second of it. Mark my words, without a doubt. It's going to be great fun. That's if I can actually walk. Last time we did vegan camp out, do you not remember? Right, like my back was ruined.
Was it?
By
You were on the floor, weren't we? On those
yeah, we were.
Inflatable mattresses that are about that big, and there's no now,
Yeah.
This time we've got camp beds.
It's not like we're Ray Mears. Do you know what I mean? We're not Ray Mears. We're amateurs when it comes to this stuff.
Right. Let's start bringing this one to a close. Let's let everybody start saying goodbye to one another, and then we'll say goodbye, and we can get changed. Put our what we call our scrags on. Isis will come down probably for a bit of knee time, demanding constant attention.
Did she come back in? Or did she go out? I can't remember. I think she's still out.
Is she?
I think so. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. It's been absolutely delightful to catch up with you all. Honestly, it's always a joy and a pleasure. It's been a long day, but we really wanted to do a live tonight and just connect with the fam, connect with the community. And it's been delightful. Thanks all of you for your great questions. Thank you for sticking around and sharing what's going on in your world, or just, like I said, asking some great questions. It's been delightful. And thank you for your thumbs up as well on the live stream. Always appreciated. And does genuinely help us get the down-to-earth vegan message out there to more people.
That's it, really.
That is it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love you, mister.
I love you too, Andrew. I'm dying to get these. I'm wearing dailies, which I'll be doing in future. On days I wear makeup, I wear dailies, so I can take them out and chuck them in the bin. Done. No, love you, mister.
Love you.
Love you guys. Hey, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I've right enjoyed my tea. How ravenous. And I'm happy that you joined us. So we'll see you again very soon. And until then, if you wouldn't mind, please be excellent to yourselves and each other. Bye, loves.